Welcome to the Boomer Briefing Podcast, your 10-minute conversation around trends that are shaping the accounting profession. I'm your host, John Hubbard, one of our shareholders, serve as our Chief Growth Officer. With me today is Jim Boomer, our CEO, and Jim and I together just wrapped up facilitating the first meeting for our Audit Leader Circle. Now, the Audit Leader Circle has been a circle we've been hard at work at over the last 12 months in building, seeding, and getting to this point. And I don't think we could be even more excited about how the first meeting went. I think the audit leader members that are a part of this really felt like this was something unique in the marketplace and that they've been waiting for an opportunity to be plugged into a group like this. So Jim, I'll just start by asking, from your perspective, what were maybe one of the more lively conversations or topics we covered over the last day and a half?
Well, there was a lot of discussion. I'll start by kind of building off, you're announcing this new circle. I think about our internal discussions, and we'd kind of set a threshold for it to go, and we far exceeded that. Then you get to actually launching the group, and you always have the worry that people kind of be hesitant until they built relationships. And I got to tell you, this group was ready to share. I think also in internal dialogue, we've said, why have we waited so long to create a circle for the audit leaders? And in fact, we had several of the members going, finally, we have our group. So I know almost all of them came in here with excitement to talk about a lot of the topics and to learn from each other, which is the most important part of the circles. And so, there was a broad range of topics, but it's going to be no shock to anyone. We talked a lot about AI, how it's progressing, but not only that, and how they're using it today, but also thoughts of how it is going to have a major impact on the audit, but also the overall firm. And so we had quite a lively discussion around what does it mean when we talk about how technology and AI are going to require a transformation of the business model, because it will have a huge ripple effect, and that gets into process improvement, that gets into pricing strategies, and it gets into talent strategies. And so, those are a couple of the bigger topics, but like I said, there was so much that we covered in just a day and a half, but I couldn't be more thrilled with the energy in the room and look forward to how it's going to continue to evolve and grow.
Yeah. I mean, all those topics that you mentioned kind of can be rolled up into how the business model of audit departments is evolving. And one topic we even talked about this morning is around developing the next generation of leaders within audit departments. But all of that is in the context of how the business model is evolving. A couple things we talked about was around, and maybe some of you listening here have seen this graphic before, around the continuum of value and how we need to be rethinking and repositioning the value we are delivering to our clients. But even how that business model evolves and how the value evolves, how's that changing the structure of not just our firm, but audit departments as well, through outsourcing and automation and things of that sort. And so it was just a lot of great conversations there. Just a couple key sessions we have across all of our circle meetings that if you're an audit leader considering, hey, is this group right for me? We think these sessions are important for you to know about. So we kicked off our meeting on focus on the positive focus. This gets people sharing right out of the gate on saying, what are the key things that have been working really well in our firm, in our audit department over the last 3, 6, 12 months. So right out of the gate, there's just a ton of sharing that is happening. People are taking notes. They're already capturing takeaways or technologies or things that they want to look into. Another staple session, I call it, for our circle meetings is around Ask Your Peers. This is where everyone in the room and online can submit topics for open discussion. They're voted up. We prioritize those topics based on the topics with the most amount of votes, and we just kind of work our way down there. So that touches on all sorts of topics across leadership, talent, technology, process, growth. And then in our fall session, one session we will have, which will ring true for all of our sessions in the Audit Leader Circle, is the exchange. This is where it's essentially show and tell, where firms take turns getting up here and really showcasing to everyone things that are working well in their firm, things that they've learned that maybe didn't work so well. And so if you're considering joining this group, just know we have some sessions like that as well. Our goal is not for this to be a typical conference setting where you come in and just get technical training and have to just listen to a bunch of presentations. It really is that pure discussion and that collaboration. Jim, would you add anything?
Well, I think and we heard it from this brand new group and these brand new members. We actually solicited input of what they wanted out of this group. And I would say over and over, we heard I want this to be my trusted group of people that I can reach out to for advice and counsel at any time. And they really emphasized, we want people to feel comfortable sharing their wins, which is easiest. Mm-hmm. But probably more importantly, we all need to be vulnerable and share what didn't work, because we can all learn from that. But I think there's a collective desire that if I bring something to the table and you bring something different to the table, we're all going to accelerate each other's progress together. And so it was a great kickoff to this group. And, I think they're gonna really build strong, deep, long-term relationships that will go a long way.
Well, fantastic. Well, it would be impossible for us to cover all the topics that we talked about over the last day and a half. But if you are interested in learning more about the Audit Leader Circle and potentially joining, please go to boomer.com. You'll click on services. You'll see Audit Leader Circle there on the left. Click on that. It'll give you all the information about this group. And there's even a button to apply for membership. Once you complete that form, you'd be in contact with one of our solutions advisors, which is a casual conversation about the goals of the group, kind of learning more about your goals, and searching out a peer group such as this. And we'll match you up and get you here in our fall meeting. So thank you so much for listening, and we look forward to seeing you in the fall.